Seated. Good morning.
Good morning.
Most of you know me, but for those who don't, my name is Parker Purrington. I'm a senior at Norfolk Collegiate School. If you do know me, you know that my number one passion is sailing. I spend 2 seasons sailing 5 days a week, 3 hours Monday through Thursday, and then 7 to 8 hours on Saturday. Outside of sailing, I enjoy singing and musical theater. I have been coming to church here for as long as I remember. I was baptized here and have grown up here. This community means a great deal to me. When Father Bob asked me to give this sermon, I was honored and quickly agreed to speak. Father Bob asked that I reflect on how God has touched my life. So I thought through my long 17, almost 18 years of life. I thought about all my blessings. I thought about my family, the possessions I have, and the pilgrimage. In the end, I decided not to write about an amazing time in my life on our pilgrimage, but rather a hard time in my life. A time when I saw no sign of God, but looking back, I can see He was there the whole time. There comes a time in all of our lives when we feel lost, confused, alone, or all of the above. When we are at this point, it is important to have faith that God has a plan for all of us, and He is with us through it all. In the bad times, we are not alone. We have God beside us to help guide us along the dark and painful path. He can manifest this guidance in many ways. For me, it was my best friend, Max Burrows. Max and I are 1 year apart in age, almost to the day. We met here at Old Donation and Sunday school, but we didn't really become good friends until we both started attending EYC. I believe that God gifted me with His friendship because my years in middle school were hard. I had all these thoughts running through my head that I thought no one else could possibly understand. I didn't think anyone would understand what I was going through or relate. When I realized Max could in fact relate, we quickly connected and became best friends. For a while, we would only talk on Sundays at EYC, but as our friendship continued, we started texting each other every night, and he became someone I could talk to and just pour my thoughts out with no concern of judgment. He was the light that God provided me to guide me out of the hard times. I owe so much to Max, and I'm sure even though in a few short months I will be leaving for college somewhere, we will remain friends for the rest of our lives. If Max's important friendship isn't God reaching out and intervening in my life, I don't know what is. When I look back on this, I think about what I learned. I learned that when you feel down or alone, it is important to remember that there is someone out there who cares about you. When you feel down, don't hide and feel bad for yourself. Instead, reach out to the people who care about you. Take advantage of your community. I also learned that the connections you make with people are truly God-sent. I also now reflect on the fact that without the Old Donation community, I would never have made so many connections, not just this important one with Max. I think about the things I learned from my Sunday school mentors, Jim, David, and Anna. I also think about the connections I made with my classmates. I think about all the fun times I had with AJ and Liz at EYC and the trips we took. I think about my first real exposure to somewhere that was not Hampton Roads. I think about the friendship and mentorship that I have received from Ned. Finally, I reflect on the fact that if I was not participating in our community, God's community, my life would not be nearly as rich. Amen.
Amen.